Alright, today I have this women's v-neck polo and I'm going to be showing you where you should be placing your embroidery design and how to hoop it. Let's go! A couple things that I'm going to consider when figuring out where my placement should go is the style of the shirt. So this is a zip down. So I want to make sure that if it is unzipped that my design is in here and being covered. Industry standards does say 7 to 9 inches down from the shoulder seam and 4 to 5 inches in from the placket or the zipper in this case. My rule of thumb is going from the bottom of the placket or the zipper and lining it usually with the center of my design, and then I can measure to see where that kind of lands, which is 7.5. And then 4 to 5 inches would be way too far in for this style of garment. So I usually like to just measure what this width is and kind of go halfway between that. So I'm kind of sitting at 8.5, 9 here. So I kind of want to be around 3.5, 4. And then I will just mark the center of that design. Now to hoop, I'm going to be using the Standard HoopMaster Station, and then typically for left to right chest we use the 5.5 Mighty Hoop, but since this is a little bit smaller of a garment and design, I'm going to stick with the 4.25 inch Fixture and Mighty Hoop. To start, I'm going to just put it on number 14 and pull my garment on to see how that placement looks on the station. Make sure your shoulder seams are always in line with the station board. And then I'm just going to press down to see where that kind of lands in the hoop. It is kind of low, so instead of pulling my garment up and off, I'm always going to want to keep my shoulder seams in line with the board, and that's just going to help you get the perfect placement every time. So since my mark isn't in center with the hoop, I'm just going to move it down 1 since it wasn't too far off. See where that is, and it looks perfectly center within the hoop. And then I'm just going to see where I'm pulled to on the collar, and I'm pulled down to letter E. So that looks like the best placement. Continue to set up for hooping. Based off the material of the polo, I am going to be using a cutaway poly mesh stabilizer. And then just clip that in and pull your garment back onto the station. Again, double check your shoulder seams are in line, that your collar is pulled to the same letter, and then you can just press down ever so lightly to verify that your mark is still in the center of your hoop. And then go ahead and hoop.